Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This being the second part of the self-leveling that you can see at the NEC with Alco, E&P and Sorbiball, which have all, so basically you can have your caravan leveled, your motorhome leveled, you can have a tow bar fitted, and I believe even they are V&B who are air suspension people, also part of Alco as well now. So enjoy. This bit will be the E&P M levelling for motorhome. Lorna does a really good demonstration on that, and then the piers to resistance, the Alco HY4. Now this will be absolutely brilliant if you've only got a B plus E license and you have a fairly limited payload. With the phone you can have an app put on and an additional piece of kit onto the HY4, and you can weigh your motorhome without going to a weighbridge. It's absolutely brilliant, this. I've got it, and so it's not just for 3.5 ton and under. It can go up to I believe it's 7 ton on each jack, so that's about 28 ton. So yeah, it's really good if you are running close to the edge on your payload. You just get in everything in that you intend to drive away with. You set it off, it weighs it, and it tells you whether it's too heavy at the back, too heavy at the front, the whole lot. So, or you're under. It's absolutely brilliant, this system. So enjoy. Lorna from E&P and Alco will be doing the demonstration, and I'll see you at the end.
Hi, I'm Lorna from E&P Hydraulics and part of the Alco group. I'm here today to show you our Level M motorhome system that's available from E&P. So if you want to take a little look, the first thing really is it's got its own dedicated control. This can be used inside the dock, which is usually just mounted inside the motorhome door, or you can pop it out and use it remotely, which is exactly what I'm doing today. So it's all done through one centralized pump, which you can see here. You've got 4 jacks and they're all connected through hydraulic hoses. So the hydraulic hoses we use are all cut, made to measure according to the motorhome chassis that you have. We have a wide range of different kits available, and we can do vehicles up to 40 ton. And this is manufactured in Holland and has been, E&P I think originated now 20 years ago. So it's very successful, very well regarded, and you'll see why today hopefully. Okay, so again, same interface as the Level C, so same for the Level M. We press automatic and we just get to sight and we press down. When the system starts moving, you'll start to see yellow lights. If it's red, it means it's stationary. To activate the system as well, it's worth knowing that you have to have the ignition on and the handbrake engaged. If you don't have a manual handbrake and you have an electric handbrake, it just needs to be ignition on, but not the engine. It's going to try and level as low as possible because obviously that's the most stable, and it also means that your step isn't going to be really high and very difficult for you to get into the motorhome. Okay, and already you can see it's green, it's level already, and it does it well within 2 minutes. Okay, the benefit again is not only are you level, you're far more stable because you're connected you're connected to the chassis through the floor. So it's a very stable platform, and that's generally the good feedback we get. It's a big improvement. Okay, so we have a couple of other features here which I'll show you. So we'll go reverse mode. We're going to retract the jacks, so we just go up. This system does have an inbuilt auto retract, whereby if you forget that your jacks are down, you start the engine, drop the handbrake, it will trigger an auto retract and your jacks will obviously be retracted. Again, best practice is always watch what you're doing, retract outside of the vehicle, best practice, and check before you drive off. That's again the best advice I can give. Okay, so we also have a bladder empty function. So when you take your vehicle in to be fitted, we look at where your waste pipe is, and then we'll pre-program it to do a tilt for you. So if we go through that now, we'll press this button here, and it's going to lift on one side, which is this side. Okay, and then all your water can be drained from this point, and then to auto level again, you just go into automatic, retract, and then you can re-auto level from there. Again, we also have scenarios where you may need to use manual mode, so I'll just taught you how you do that. Back to home, press manual, and this again gives you that bit of independence. So again, they will always work in pairs because that way we know the chassis won't twist. So you're looking at sides or front and back. So in this case, we'll go with the yellow arrow. We're going to press and hold on this side. So again, really responsive. If you take your finger off, it will stop immediately. And again, I always do it so it just engages with the floor. Okay, so I can see a lift there. And then I'm just going to bring down the other side. It is already level because we're on a level ground, but again, if you don't use the leveling system, you're still going to get a lot of movement in the vehicle. Okay, and then we'll bring down this side a bit more, and again, when it gets to the point, it will cut out. So it's really simple, really easy. If you then wanted to take it that bit further, so say for example you want to store your vehicle in winter, you can have it sat on the jacks, that's absolutely fine. The only thing we'd say is spray the chrome with dry silicone spray, and what you can do, I'm going to use this manual mode now to tilt on the front so that if it's raining, it'll just run off the roof, which is a really good feature. Okay, so there we go, we'll take that off, and now we're not sat on the tyres and suspension, and you're not going to get water collecting on your roof. So I'll just go back, and then you can just as easy, automatic, retract. And that's pretty much our system in a nutshell. And thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. And it's nice and tidy on your chassis. You don't have hydraulic hoses running all over the place. Okay, so I'll show you how it works. You've got a wired control. You press power, and then you select the auto level feature, which is here. So I'm just going to press that button. Okay. When the auto leveling is in process, it's indicated through the icons, which are flashing, which indicates movement. So at the moment we've got all jacks flashing, which tells us that everything is moving. And when it reaches its level point, it's going to go green. The Alco High 4 system also has two preset options, where one is for bladder empty, which we regularly see now in leveling systems, where it'll pre-program so it'll tilt depending on where your wastewater pipe is to help with your drainage. It also has a comfort position whereby we'll set it so that wherever your bed is, your head will be higher than your feet. So it's a comfortable position to be sleeping in. Okay? Because of the 4-pump system, it allows for more control. So as you can see now, we're in a level position. Okay? Now, because of the way that the system is designed, I can press bladder empty, and from the level position, it will tilt into a bladder empty position. Okay. And once that is complete, you will then be able to go straight back into auto level. So if I just wait for the final little tweak on it. I can now press straight back into auto level. So as you can see, it's a very smooth and refined leveling system. And again, I'm just going to wait for it to auto level. And I'll show you the comfort position if you press here. And in this case, I imagine the pillow is at the top, above the actual cab, and your feet are below. Okay, and if we go, for argument's sake, in this position, we'll go into auto retract, and it'll drop right down. So you can see yourself how smooth the system is. It's very sophisticated in its movement. The benefit of the High 4 system as well is there's an optional add-on for the weighing function, which is absolutely phenomenal. So I'll just talk you through that once the jacks are retracted. And with the weighing function, you also get an app upgrade. Okay? So I'm just going to walk you through this. You cut this bit out. Okay, so for the weighing function, we're just going to start with press weighing. Okay. And then here we have pre-programmed information. So when we install the system, we're looking at what's the max actual weight on the front and what's the max actual weight on the rear. Okay? So that's really important information. We put in specific measurements to help with the calculations, which then gives us our output at the end. So we know the maximum on this chassis is 3.5 ton. Okay? So we'll start the weighing process and we'll see what our weight looks like. So we're going to go weigh now. We're going to check that no one's in the way when we're going to start this process. We can say we've checked it. And it's going to extend the cylinders to the point where every tyre is off the ground. Okay, we can see the tyres are starting to come off the floor in the front. And they're coming up on the rear. And now it's asking us to check if the tyres are definitely off the floor. So we do this by saying, yes, we can see the tyre is off the floor at the front left. And then on the rear, I can see the front as well there and there. Okay, and then we continue. So at this point, it's going to take a second. It's going to wait for all the liquids to settle. it's calculating the weight based on pressures, and then once this is done, it's going to retract, and then it's going to give us the output. And as we can see, because it's empty on the rear, we obviously expect that the front is going to weigh a lot more than the rear in this case. So we'll see if we're correct. Okay, so we're going to check our surroundings one final time to make sure no one's in the way. Okay, and we should have our output. There we go. So we can see obviously the front weighs there. You've got a maximum of 1,850, so obviously we're within. And then our rear is there. Okay.
Yeah, welcome back. Yes, and you had two demonstrations there, or there'll be two links into the end screen, and I'll put one for the E&P and one for the HY4, and that'll show you the full system. So yeah, I mean, we've got the HY4 and we've been using it since last April, and it's a godsend. I mean, 5 minutes and you're set up, you know. You pull it onto the pitch, you press a button, and while it's doing its little bit, you can be getting out the water hoses, or, you know, the bits that you need to do. And Bob's your uncle. The beer's out, the canopy's out. Yeah, nothing like it. So if you like this, give us the old thumbs up, please. Remember to subscribe, and that's free. Hit the notifications bell, a little drop down box will come on the screen, and hit the all, please, and then that'll tell you when we get you get notified of when we put a new vlog out. So just leaves to say TTFN, see you soon.